Hey guys, Furum here, and today I'm going to be testing the much requested Exotic Rides W70 in Asphalt 9 multiplayer. This is one of the most popular cars you can find in multiplayer, mainly because it has a fairly good speed, it also has quite good acceleration, and it's all in all just a fun and easy car to drive. So I have 2-starred it. It is 8888, so basically all it can be at 2 stars. This gives us a rank of 2308. Now the races in this video were recorded in the previous season, however even in the current season, where people can use more powerful cars than this one, it's still a favorite among people in Platinum League and below, I would say, just because, well, it's so fun and easy to drive. And I would say that it's nearly as good as a 3-star Acura, which I have, and the Exotic Rides actually goes a couple miles per hour faster and does really not accelerate all that much slower. So yeah, it's a great car. If you have it, try to 2-star it. Take it out in multiplayer, I'm sure you will be impressed by its performance. Unless, of course, you're at like 1900 rating when everybody's in Iconas and stuff like that. Might not be so great then. But yeah, in most seasons, and especially ones where there are certain featured cars and thus you can't use, say, high-end A-class cars and stuff like that, this car should be able to get you to Legend League as long as you're a skilled driver without too much of a problem. Now, if you want to go beyond Legends League to 1900 rating and beyond, you're going to need a faster car, but this one should do the trick until then. Unfortunately, this car is not available for use in the Egoista season, which is the current season. However, there are a lot of other cars that you can use that I have made videos out of, and I will try to make videos of a lot of the other ones as well. I actually managed to get the Egoista just this morning, and I am going to try to 2-star it before its packs go away. I'm spending pretty much all my tokens on this car so far. I've spent about 4,500 on 6 of those 750 token packs. Don't know for certain if it's worth it or not, but this car is really fun to drive, and it seems to be quite good in multiplayer as well. Granted, it is the top car in this season, and we'll have to see how it does in other seasons. So here we beat two 2500 rank Cadillac CNs. I actually got my final blueprint to get the Cadillac CN in the final possible pack I could open in the final day of the 4-day CN event that comes around every so often. Unfortunately, you cannot use it in the Egoista season either, and you cannot use other cars like the SCG and stuff like that. Yeah, the season's car roster is a bit limited, but still, most people will probably find at least a few cars that they can do pretty well in. As of the Club Race update, you now lose points pretty much every time you leave a multiplayer race, which I personally do not think is a good idea. And I think most people are in agreement with me on this. Now, there are some people who think that it was a good change because now people just can't leave all the time they're doing badly. And while I understand that, there are some races where you just get really bad luck for whatever reason. And so I think at least the first race each day you leave, you should be guaranteed to not lose points. And after that, you can decide whether or not you want to risk playing more. But I believe each person should have at least a small margin of error. Now, one big implication of this is that it will be a lot more difficult to reach Legends League, because one way people were able to get there is they stayed in the races that they were coming in first or second or whatever, and they went up, and they left the races that they were going to come last in. Now they will lose points in that situation, whether or not they leave. So here we beat two much higher ranked Corvette Grand Sports. That car actually got a buff in the Club Race update. Unfortunately, it did not get a higher speed. It got a better nitro efficiency, and the weird thing is, that was the thing that this car had the best already. The Corvette's nitro efficiency was comparative to some Asphalt 8 cars, and now it is even better. So yeah, not exactly sure why they decided to make it better in that way, because in order for it to be a competitive B-class car, it really needs a speed boost, because right now, its speed is just no good compared to cars like the SCG, or CN, or 4GT, or even the F12 TDF, which I have gotten. I will try to make multiplayer videos with as many of these new cars as I can. However, of course, I only have a limited amount of time, and I cannot just post them as soon as I get the cars. So guys, I hope you understand. So some cars will probably have to wait a while before they get their multiplayer video. And of course, because of the restrictions in the multiplayer seasons, which I have absolutely no control over. So in this race, we are facing a 2800 rank Corvette Grand Sport, a 2500 rank Cadillac CN Concept, and a 2700 rank Pininfarina H2, which I believe is a fairly good car. I hope to be getting that soon as well. So the car right right behind us right now is in fact that CN Concept. Now, this place at the end here is quite difficult to get through properly. I actually recorded these races a while back, so since then, I definitely have found a better route. So coming up to the end here, this CN passes me just a few seconds before the finish line, and thus comes in first. However, I'm not too far behind him, and I believe that car is a good 15 to 20 miles per hour faster. But we still beat that Corvette and that Pininfarina. So this race is a duel between me and a ranked 2500 Exotic Rides, so he must have managed to 3-star it. I'm about 1/3 of the way to 2-starring mine, because 70 blueprints is really going to take a long time. If you have not seen my video about the club race update yet, I would definitely recommend checking that out, because it has most of the general information you will need to know about it. There are a few more specifics that I have gotten since then. The top 3 people in multiplayer this season will get very big prizes. The number 1 prize for the number 1 position being 50 Fenner blueprints, which is nearly enough to get the car. It requires 60, I believe. They also get 2 million credits and 1,000 tokens. That's a lot. Now remember, only one person will get that, but for the lucky person who does manage to get up there and does not drop a whole bunch of points by coming in last a lot of times, he is going to get some very good rewards for that. The second and third ones also have a lot of rewards, but they're a bit less. And then the top 50 in multiplayer will also get their own set of rewards. And maybe the top 100 does as well. I'm not sure about that. But the good thing about this system versus just everybody in Legends League getting something is because, well, this season there's going to be a lot fewer people that hit Legends League. Currently, there is no one in Legends League. There's only one person above 1700 on Windows. So with this new system of rewards, you will actually get more rewards for not even reaching as high of a rating, assuming lots of people don't get to Legends League. So I think that should be pretty good. I'm going to try to make it as high on the leaderboard as I can. I highly doubt that I will be able to make it into the top 3 because, well, I don't have the best car in the season at a high amount of stars, which is probably what is going to be necessary for that to happen, as I am probably only going to have a 2-star Egoista out of 6 stars by the time the season ends. I also have my 4-star Vulcan, which is probably my second best car in the season, as well as my Centenario. I will probably be making a video about the Vulcan sometime pretty soon, because I honestly don't know why I haven't made a video about it yet. It's such a common car in multiplayer, and it's very good and easy to drive too. If you enjoy driving something like this Exotic Rides, you will definitely enjoy the Vulcan. So you may have noticed I titled this video the Knockoff LaFerrari. Now most of you will probably know why. It's because this car looks pretty much like a LaFerrari, but in real life it's a lot less expensive, and I actually think it looks just as good as a LaFerrari, if not slightly better. So we are coming up to the end of this race with this ranked 2600 Asterion right on our tail. Now a lot of people have talked about the Asterion as being like a Exotic Rides on steroids, and it is definitely faster. However, it does not accelerate as fast, so I'm not sure exactly how accurate that description is. Now for our final race of the video, which is actually a very close battle between me and a DB11, and also we have a 4GT and 2 Jaguar F-types. Now, I've actually gotten quite a few comments about people saying that I'm pronouncing Jaguar wrong. Well, actually, I'm like pronouncing a very super American version of it, because the American pronunciation apparently is like Jaguar, and the British pronunciation is something like this, Jaguar. So there are many different ways to pronounce it, but I've always grown up pronouncing it Jaguar, so that's probably how you will hear me pronounce it in all my videos. Interestingly, the car behind me right now is not actually the Ford GT. It is the Aston Martin DB11, which, if you saw my video about that car, it is actually quite a potent car if you can keep it up to speed, because that is the real problem with it. See, the thing about cars in Asphalt 9, most of them either go fast and have bad acceleration and nitro efficiency, or they're slow, but they have good acceleration and maybe not so great nitro efficiency either. Now, some of the ones that have high top speed and really good nitro efficiency have really bad handling, like the SCG. Most of the cars that are good have at least one weakness in some case, and those cars that have extreme stats in some case usually have one or more weaknesses in a different stat to balance it out, and I think this is pretty good. So we're coming up to the end of this race. We passed this DB11 here because he goes over a part without nitro that he shouldn't have, and it slowed him down. Thus, we were able to pass him and come in first. Thank you for watching. Please like the video if you've enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt 9 content. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!